Everybody is enjoying their Kartik month?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes?
Yes.
That wasn't enthusiastic. Everyone's enjoying Kartik?
Yes.
What's the best part about Kartik? Arti? Damodar Astakam? 1,000 times? Sadhana? Who's improved their sadhana during Kartik Mas? Very well. Very auspicious. Kids, you have a tough decision. Go with Mataji or stay with me? What do you think?
They want to stay with you, bro.
Let's see how it goes. Oh, it didn't last long. Now adults are not allowed to go. She's carding ID. You must be under 14. Mostly kids want to go too with the Matajis, so. Oh, maybe that's a sign. So, today we'll be discussing this most glorious pastime of Gopastami. Who is hearing about Gopastami for the first time? Anybody? Oh, good. So many. All right, so we have a mix of newbies and veterans. Well, the good news is they say the same thing every time. And the beauty is it's still enchanting and sweet. So, we'll discuss the pastime of Gopastami, which the actual day is when? Saturday, which is tomorrow. Yes, the Ashtami day. So read from Srimad Bhagavatam. This pastime is very briefly described in Srimad Bhagavatam, but it is very elaborately described in some of our other shastras, including Srila Jiva Goswami's Gopala Champu. So we'll be discussing from some of that content as well. So we'll read Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, chapter number 15, verse number 1. The title of the chapter is The Killing of Dhenuka, the Ass Demon. So the verse, I'll just read the verse and translation and purport, and then we'll discuss. Shishuka uvacha tatascha pauganda vyashita vraje babuvatu stau pashupala samato gascharyanto sakabi samapadair vrindavanam punyam ativa chakrutaha. Translation. Shukadev Goswami said, when Lord Ram and Lord Krishna attained the age of Pauganda, 6 to 10, while living in Vrindavan, the cowherd men allowed them to take up the task of tending the cows. Engaging thus in the company of their friends, the two boys rendered the land of Vrindavan most auspicious by imprinting upon it the marks of their lotus feet. Purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Lord Krishna wanted to encourage his cowherd boyfriends who had been swallowed by Aghasur and then stolen by Lord Brahma. Therefore the Lord decided to bring them to the palm tree forest called Talaban, where there were many delicious ripe fruits. Since Lord Krishna's spiritual body had apparently grown slightly in age and strength, the senior men of Vrindavan, headed by Nanda Maharaj, decided to promote Krishna from the task of herding calves to the status of regular cowherd boy. He would now take full care of the full-grown cows, bulls, and oxen. Out of great affection, Nanda Maharaj had previously considered Krishna too small and immature to take care of full-grown cows. It is said in the Kartika Mahatmya section of the Padma Puran, Shukalastami Kartiketu Smita Gopastami Buddhai Tad Dinad Vasudeva Bahud Gopa Purvam tu Vatsapaha. The 8th lunar day of the bright fortnight of the month of Kartik is known by authorities as Gopastami. From that day, Lord Vasudeva served as a cowherd, whereas previously he attended the calves. The word Padai indicates that Lord Krishna blessed the earth by walking on her surface with his lotus feet. The Lord wore no shoes or other footed gear, but walked barefoot in the forest, giving great anxiety to the girls of Vrindavan, who feared that his soft lotus feet would be injured. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyam Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamsha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sate Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hi. Shri Gopastami Mahotsav ki Jai. So, we know this Kartik Mas is a very auspicious month. It is the holiest month of the year. And whatever little devotional service we do in the month of Kartik, it yields extraordinary results. Everything we do, it's multiplied many, many times more. See, Krishna being our loving Supreme Father, He is eagerly awaiting all of us to return back to the perfection of life and end our cycle of suffering. It is His greatest desire. And so in ordinary times, when we take one step to Krishna, He takes thousands of steps to us. It's not even in a 1-to-1 ratio. We just have to show some eagerness. And Krishna reciprocates many, many times more. But during this month of Kartik, that one step yields many, many, many more steps from Krishna to us. So, this is the most auspicious month of the year. And we have 1 week left to take full advantage. You know, like when a store's sale is coming to an end, right? We run to the store and get one last supply of all of our goodies, knowing we can walk in with a little bit of money and walk out with lots of things. So we have 1 week left to fully take advantage of this Kartik Mas. So let us pray together to the Lord to be bestowed the faith and intelligence to take full advantage. And the primary means of taking advantage of this month of Kartik is to chant the holy names of the Lord. I know you're all thinking, lighting a lamp, right? Yes, lighting a lamp we will do. That is extremely auspicious, as explained in the Skanda Puran. That lighting a lamp, one lamp in the month of Kartik, can burn away sins that we have accumulated in thousands of kalpas. not even lifetimes, but yugas, not even yuga cycles. So many births by lighting one lamp. But the most important thing that we can do is to take sincerely to the chanting of the holy names. And this is the powerful method for relieving ourselves of all the difficulties of life and reawakening this pure, loving relationship with the Supreme Lord. And this is the source of all happiness. And so Krishna comes to this material world to perform many pastimes. And these pastimes show us, they give us a glimpse into what is life like when I fully realize who I am and engage in the loving relationship with the Lord. What beholds me from that experience? And by understanding and hearing some of these pastimes, it inspires us to take to the process of devotional life very seriously. Because Krishna doesn't ask us to take things on blind faith. He says, no, you inquire, you understand, you learn, and then do. So that is our goal by discussing this pastime of Gopastami, that if we become more inspired to chant the names of the Lord, then something productive has occurred in the next 45 minutes or so. So that is our goal, and let's see how it unfolds. So we see this glorification of Krishna, Namom Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmanya Hitaya Cha. That Krishna, he is a protector of the Brahmanas and the cows. So we're just coming out of election season. So let's talk some politics. How's that sound? No. We'll talk spiritual politics. So all the politicians, they make these grand claims of bettering society, bringing the country back to prosperity, right? Alleviate us from all the difficulties, and a promise of a new day, a new frontier, all these glorious adjectives and words and aphorisms. And a year into it, we're saying, what was all that nonsense? And that is because our society leaders have no clue how to bring about prosperity in society. No clue. But our Shastras contain perfect formulas of how to bring perfect existence in this world. And we see in Srimad Bhagavatam so many great rulers, former politicians, who have ruled according to Shastra and have brought about immaculate conditions in the material world, where everybody existed very peacefully, lovingly. There was no shortage of anything. There was no antagonism, no war, crime, nothing. People lived very happily. So, the measure of success in a society is not by its GDP, its life expectancy, the inflation rate, the unemployment rates, all these measures that people talk about. None of that will generate what we're looking for. Our Shastra explains that success in society is measured by two factors. To the extent that the Brahmanas are protected and cows are protected, there will be success in society. Wherever there is a steadfast effort to protect the Brahmanas and the cows, there will be success. And if not, there will be no success. And so when we look around and we see such difficult climates, not atmospheric climate, existence, why? How much cow protection is taking place in the world? Even in our own motherland of India. Sad to see how cows are not even protected there. And what to speak of brahmanas? Nobody cares anymore. So, our shastras give us the perfect recipe. So our success in society will be based on these two metrics. Protection of cows and protection of brahmanas. So, of course, Gopastami is the celebration of Krishna becoming a cowherd boy. Why do we worship cows so much? Why do we worship cows so much?
She's second mother.
Second mother.
Krishna loves cows.
Krishna loves cows. That's it. At the end of the day, that's it. Because Krishna loves cows, we love cows. We don't need to get so complex in our logic. Difficult. Why Arjuna should fight the war? Krishna wants it. I'm not, okay, dharma, this, that, I'll detach free. Yeah, all that's true. But the ultimate reason? Krishna wants him to. So our love of cows is based on Krishna's love of cows. It's kind of a simple formula. If we follow Krishna, everything becomes sweet. If we go against him, good luck. That's the reality. So how do we know Krishna loves cows? Does he love cows? A little bit or a lot? Lots? How do we know? From the pastimes. Let's see. His eternal home is called Goloka. Cows. His favorite part in all of Vrindavan is Govardhan. His best friends are called Gopas. His best girlfriends are called Gopis. So we have Gopis, Gopas, Govardhan, Golok. What's his name? Govinda, Gopal. Everything has Go. Because Krishna loves cows. So he is surrounded by cows. You know. And that's what we see. Everything is associated with cows. And so Nanda Maharaj obviously had no shortage of cows. How many cows he had?
9 lakhs.
9 lakhs. 900,000 cows. That was the definition of wealth. Was the number of cows one would have. That is real wealth. So, we know Krishna loves cows. And we know now that our success in society will be based on the extent that we love and protect cows. So let us explore a little bit about this pastime of Gopastami. So Kartik month again is a month of so many pastimes. And Krishna's pastimes are very sweet. And his pastimes have so much variety. So Krishna goes through what appears to us as sort of growing process, right? He is born, and then he has these like baby pastimes, and then these, sort of toddler pastimes, and then young boy pastimes, and he sort of grows up. Right? But Krishna tells us in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma cha me divyam, that you must know the nature of my janma and karma, my birth and activities. If you know about this, then liberation. So, Krishna does not age like us. We age by the force of time. Anybody can stop the aging process? No? We can apply some hair dye, some joint cream, some lenses. But at the end of the day, we're just covering up the effect of time. So does Krishna age by time? Krishna decides one day, I want to grow up a little bit, and he'll grow a little taller. Oh, I want to show some new activities, so let me show some new activities. But to us, it looks like when our child is growing, oh, now my child can walk. Look, he's walking. Oh, now my child can lift the toy all by himself. But Krishna's pastimes are very mysterious. On the one hand, as a few days old baby, he is killing the giant Putana demon. He didn't have to go to the gym and lift some weights and get ready for this big battle. Yeah, he's the Supreme Lord. When Putana died, her body formed a whole new mountain range within Vraj. So giant was her form. That same Krishna, a year or two later, is being chased by Mother Yashoda with a stick, and he's running in fear. Prior to that, some tornado demon takes Krishna up into the sky, high, 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 and comes crashing down to meet his death. But that same Krishna is begging a fruit seller, please give me some of your fruits, and offers a few handfuls of grains. So this Krishna, he's always showing sort of mysterious things. One time he's eating mud, and the other time he's conquering some giant demon or performing some miracles in the forest. And the residents of Vrindavan are always confused and perplexed. Who is this young boy? He must be protected by Lord Narayan, Mother Yashoda would say, not realizing he is the source of Lord Narayan. So Krishna's pastimes like this happen. But we should understand that he is in full control of how he displays his different activities. And so he shows different activities to attract all of his devotees, attracted by the variety of pastimes. So Krishna, his appearance is broken up into different periods. So from his first 0 to 5 years old, his Kaumara stage, he shows all of his young, early day pastimes. And then starting from age 6 until 10 is his Pauganda pastimes. So we see in this verse that it says that when Lord Ram and Lord Krishna attained the age of Pauganda, so this pastime takes place at that time. So Krishna and Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda, they were living in Gokul initially, up until the age of Krishna turning 3 years and 4 months. He stayed in Gokul. Then seeing that, hey, there's too many demons coming here. This is not an auspicious place. Mother Yashoda would chant all kinds of mantras and sprinkle water on his head and do all kinds of things, but nothing was working. So he said, better we go. And they decided to go to the western side of the Yamuna. So they went from Gokul a little bit up the Yamuna, finding a place to cross. There was no boats or bridges at that time. So they found a suitable place. And they came to what is now known as Chatikar. And that is where they stayed for the next few years before ultimately ending in Nandagram. So like this, they would move from different places. So Krishna began his cow herding activities as a Vatsapal. That means he was tending to the calves. And this tending to the calves was a big deal when Krishna and Lord Balaram first began to be able to tend to the calves. So it was a big rite of passage, and they felt like big boys now. We can tend to the calves. And this activity was relatively comfortable for Mother Yashoda for one reason. Why? She could climb to the top of Nanda Baba's palace, and from that perch, she could always see wherever Krishna was. So she would go to the kitchen and cooking, and a few minutes later she'd run up top and make sure. I see, okay, he's okay. And then sometimes she would assign somebody, you keep an eye, give me minute by minute report. What is my Krishna doing? So the calf herding process was quite pleasing, and it was agreeable to Mother Yashoda. But as Krishna grew up, and he came after passing his, Kaumara age, entering the Pauganda stage, what do boys do when they grow up? They start to want to show off their skills, right? So chest started to come out a little bit. His walk became a little bit stronger. Started showing his muscles and said, Maya, I'm growing up. And Mother Yashoda was lamenting. She was in her quarters with the wives of Nanda Maharaj, and they were discussing. She was lamenting that, Krishna now, he's not letting me, bathe him, apply oils to him, dress him. He's becoming very shy, and he says, no, I want to do it myself. And he runs away, when I'm trying to dress him, and dresses himself, and he looks, half put together, and he won't let me do this. And so she's lamenting, and, the ladies are consoling. Yes, this is the nature. Your boy is growing up, and she didn't want to hear this, and so she is, lamenting like this. And Nanda Maharaj is becoming, a little bit proud. Oh, my boy is growing up, turning into a young boy, ultimately a young man. So he became excited because Krishna and Balaram expressed a desire that I want to come with you, Nanda Baba, father, and tend to the cows. So Nanda Maharaj was ecstatic because ordinarily he was going herding to the cows, but he was always separated from Krishna. Mother Yashoda had the bliss of always having Krishna in his vicinity. But now Nanda Baba finally was going to have this opportunity. So he was very happy. And Krishna and Balaram would be, pretending to herd the cows. And like young boys, they would ask so many questions. Oh, Baba, why does the monkey have a tail? How come I don't have a tail? Oh, this peacock is very pretty. And he would tease Nanda Maharaj. Oh, the female peacock is very pretty, more than a male. Is that why Maya Yashoda is prettier than you, Daddy? And like this, he would always, why is the bird flying? How come I can't fly? Like all day long, just asking questions like this. And Nanda Maharaj and the elderly cowherd man would become so happy and enthused. But eventually Maya Yashoda became despondent by that even. That it's not safe for them to be going with you. There are big horns, big hoofs. And, Krishna and Balaram, they're not so, predictable in their activities. And maybe they'll get trampled. And so she became despondent. And then she banned Krishna and Balaram from going. And Nanda Maharaj was again disappointed. He even went to Mother Rohini trying to get some concessions to no avail. So Krishna, decided that he wanted to start herding the cows. And he would, the calves now had one interesting experience. The calves, when Krishna and Balaram were herding the calves, when they would go home and return to their mothers, they would tell the cows all the fun they had with Krishna. How Krishna made this joke, and how Krishna did this, and how Lord Balaram did this. And what happened in the hearts of the cows? They said, when are we going to get our time with Krishna? So every time Krishna would walk by the cowshed, the cows would ask, hey Krishna, when are you going to take us? And Krishna says, I'm coming. The time is coming. It's like this, they were speaking in their own cow language. Krishna has relationships with everyone. Everyone. All of us. So, Krishna promised. But the cows became very impatient. So Krishna on the one hand is begging Maya Yashoda, let me go, let me start to take the cows. She is holding back, no, you're not ready. And finally one day, the cows, they went on strike. Nanda Baba and the cowherd boys went to call the cows. They wouldn't move. Huh? Come on, it's time to go get your grass, to go grazing. We're on strike. We're not going with you anymore. We're not going anywhere until Krishna and Balaram take us. So Nanda Maharaj said, well, now this has become an emergent issue. So Maya Yashoda had no choice. So the negotiation started. And Nanda Baba, Mother Yashoda, and Krishna saying, yes, it's time. And Maya said, no, we have to wait for the auspicious time for you to start. So she thought she could buy some time. And just happening by came the family priest. Shh! Come on. When is the auspicious time? Oh, auspicious time for you to take to the cow? On this Ashtami day, in the waxing moon, in the month of Kartik, during the Shravan constellation. On which day of the week? Wednesday. That's the auspicious day. Oh, that's coming up in 3 days. Yay. So a huge, gigantic festival was planned. See, Krishna consciousness is about festivals. Every day is a festival. Every day is an excuse to have a giant party with the Supreme Lord. This is what spiritual life is. Spiritual life is one non-stop party. And this 3-day festival was like something that has never been seen. One of our acharyas comments that if you had thousands of mouths and you had thousands of years, you might be able to describe one day of this 3-day festival. So exquisite were the arrangements Nanda Maharaj had to celebrate Krishna becoming eligible to tend to the cows. This was a big deal. You know, we celebrate all these moments in our children's lives, right? They graduate kindergarten. They graduate elementary school. And then they get their driver's license. Then they get their this and that, the high school, right? So this was like the big accomplishment of Krishna becoming eligible to herd the cows. So 3 days festival was elaborately arranged. So much wonderful decorations, music, prashadam, different programs, cultural events. Just one giant day after. So finally on the 3rd day, Krishna's like, enough of this festival. It's time for me to go herding the cows. He became excited. And Krishna showed us by his own actions. See, Krishna, he never asks us to do something he doesn't do himself. When he says, surrender unto me, sarva dharmam parityaja mam ekam sharanam vraja. He says, hey, you abandon everything else and you surrender unto me. That's what Krishna says. But what does Krishna do? He tells Durvasa Muni that the only thing that occupies my heart, the only thing that is in my heart are my devotees. I am fully surrendered to the thought and desire of my devotees. If you want this chakra to be released from the back of your neck, I am powerless. How the Supreme Personality of Godhead could become powerless? Because in the light of the desire of this pure devotee, his desire becomes secondary. As we see how Mother Yashoda bound Krishna. How? With her love. So Krishna never asks us to do something he himself doesn't do first. So how he respected the Brahmanas, who performed all the auspicious rites during this Gopastami celebration. He worshipped them by washing their feet, bowing down to them, offering them charity, giving them wonderful gifts, and in this way appreciated and celebrated and worshipped the Brahmanas. And then to the cows. Krishna worshipped the cows. Each and every one of Nanda Maharaj's cows. How many cows? 900,000 were given beautiful necklaces. Not one or two. Many, many necklaces. Very expensive garments. Beautiful tilak. They would put handprints on different parts of the cow. And Krishna even then would circumambulate the cow, showing his respect and love for the cows. So after all these festivities were finally finished, Krishna received his stick. You know, cow herders, they have a stick. And it was a beautiful jeweled stick that Nanda Maharaj had given to him. And he became ecstatic that now I get to herd the cows. Now, when Krishna performs these pastimes, there are many reasons why he performs. So, one of the reasons why Krishna began herding the cows was because up until now, particularly the residents of Vrindavan, they were never experiencing this mood of separation. But we know that this mood of separation actually intensifies our love. When we are separated from someone we love, that union back with them becomes sweeter. So Krishna, wanting to intensify the love of the residents of Vrindavan, wanted to go deep into the forest for some time and come back and intensify that reunion between Krishna and all the residents of Vrindavan. That was one of the reasons. Another reason was to fulfill the desires of the cows. Because when the calves were telling all their glorious stories, what did the cows want? This opportunity. Also, it was the desire of Mother Earth. What was her desire? She wanted Krishna to walk all over her. So Mother Yashoda had a different idea. The idea of Krishna walking into the forest without shoes, that was unimaginable. She was completely overwhelmed in anxiety. How Krishna will be able to tolerate the thorns in the forest as they would prick his tender, soft lotus feet. She could not even tolerate. She was in such anxiety. So she made a pair of shoes for Krishna. And Krishna took those shoes and said, "Huh? How I can wear shoes? I am the servant to the cows. If I am the servant to the cows and my cows are walking barefoot, how I can wear shoes? If you want me to wear shoes, you have to make shoes for the cows." Any mathematicians here? How many feet per cow?
4.
2? You're not ruled out. 4. How many cows? So how many shoes are those? 3.6 million shoes. That was a tall feat. So Mother Yashoda was completely devastated. But Mother Bhumi, she was in ecstasy. Why? Because her land was going to become the most auspicious place. It is explained in Nectar of Instruction, Shivopadeshamrita, that Vrindavan here in the material world is even more elevated than Vaikuntha Lok. How that can be? How Vrindavan can be higher than even Vaikuntha Lok, the spiritual world? For one reason. In Vaikuntha Lok, Krishna as Lord Narayan always wears padukas. He is never barefoot. But in Vrindavan, Krishna's lotus feet have imprinted all over Braj. And for that reason, Vrindavan is even more auspicious than Vaikuntha, because it has received the bare footprints of Krishna. These footprints are so auspicious that wherever Krishna stepped during his entire time in Vrindavan, every footprint was preserved. When the wind would blow, it would blow around the footprint of Krishna. It would not blow even one grain of sand into the indentation of his footprint. Every cow that would be following Krishna, 900,000 cows, 3.6 million feet, not one foot of the cow would step into a footprint made by Krishna. Even the ants approaching the footprint of Krishna would go around. And still to this day, Krishna's footprints are all over Vrindavan. We cannot see them with our materially conditioned eyes, but they are there, undisturbed. So precious are these footprints of Krishna. So Mother Bhumi's desire became fulfilled. But Mother Yashoda's desire was defeated. But not defeated. Because what did the cows do? The cows, seeing Mother Yashoda's lamentation, they told Mother Yashoda, don't worry. In the night, we will run up and down all the paths that we plan to go the next day. And we will crush every last thorn into the finest of soft dust. So that every step Krishna takes, it will be like walking on giant pillows. And so Krishna's feet never, in the 11 years he stayed in Vrindavan, never touched a thorn. Actually, he didn't even know that there were thorns in the forest until he went to Mathura. There he was wearing padukas. And he started seeing and realized, my devotees in Vrindavan were so loving to me that they removed all the thorns in the walking paths. He said, I will, in reciprocation, remove all the thorns and obstacles of my devotees' path walking back home, back to Godhead. I will remove the thorns of pride, lust, anger, envy, greed, and illusion. These thorns that stop our progress in the path of devotional service. Krishna says, I will remove them in reciprocation to his devotees, destroying all the thorns. So Krishna's feet were protected, and Mother Yashoda was very happy. So Krishna was ready to traverse on this path. And he started calling to the cows. Everybody had gathered, all of Raj, big bugles are blowing, everyone's excited, and the cows didn't move. You can imagine, right? You get your driver's license, everyone's excited, whole family's in a driveway, and you're ready to drive, and you put in reverse and crash into the garage. That's pretty much what happened. He blew his horn, he made his calls, and the cows didn't budge 1 inch. He was like, oh boy. So he sent all the residents back into the house. You guys go. Sent them back into the house. And then the cows expressed, Krishna, we will follow you into the forest. And so Krishna realized, so he had to go first. Krishna wanted the cows to go first. And the cows said, no, we will follow you. We don't want to miss your darshan. And so then Krishna and Balaram go into the forest. And Mother Yashoda had arranged that when Krishna is in the forest, Balaramji must be in front. Subal must be in back. Sridham and Sudham must be on left and right side. All four must constantly watch Krishna. And don't get distracted by all the games and all the other animals and other nonsense. Your only job? Protect my Krishna. So he had an entourage. And they went off into the forest. And Gopala Champus explained that the boys were just ecstatic. Why? Very descriptive words are used. It says that the boys were finally freed from the iron shackles of the glances of their parents. And they were free to be boys and do whatever they wanted, far from the sight of mothers and fathers, and enjoy to no end. So you can imagine how ecstatic they are. And so it's explained they were like jumping and dancing and going, and even the cows were dancing. Anybody has seen a cow dance? No. These cows were dancing. So ecstatic. It was excitement. And in this excited move, Krishna and the cowherd boys and all 900,000 cows of Nanda Maharaj went deep into the forest for grazing on the first day. And it was great bliss. So this started in the morning. By afternoon time, I'll end with one final story of this pastime. By afternoon time, Krishna was feeling separation from Srimati Radharani. This will explain why we will see Srimati Radharani the way she is dressed tomorrow and Saturday or Sunday in the temple. So he was feeling separation from her. So he asked his dear friend Subal that can you go and get Srimati Radharani. Now Subal had this thing that he had the exact complexion and facial features of Srimati Radharani. So Subal said, yes, I will go get Srimati Radharani. And so he devises a plan. He goes to the house of Srimati Radharani, and there, who's waiting for her? Jatila is waiting. What are you doing? Go away. Go with your black friend and run. You're not welcome here. There's no, mother, I have lost my calf. And if I return home without my calf, I'll get punished. Please let me go find my calf. And she said, hurry up. Go find your calf and get out of here. So Subal goes in and he finds to the place where Srimati Radharani is situated, deep into her chamber. And she said, how did you get here? Oh, I'm searching for my calf. Krishna's calling you. Oh, Krishna's calling me. And Srimati Radharani became excited. But how am I going to get out of here? There's tight security. Big cameras everywhere. CCTV, I'm not going to get out. No. You wear my dhoti, my turban, and everything, and go out. And Srimati Radharani says, yes, but that won't work. I can wear all your clothes, but we're anatomically different. There's no, you carry your cow like this and walk out, and they won't know the calf. So Srimati Radharani carries the calf, dressed as Subal, Saka. And as soon as she exits the gate, mother-in-law said, get out of here. You found your calf, now go home. Gladly, so Srimati Radharani runs to where Krishna is, herding the cows. But she's in a mischievous mood. So she decides to play a little test for Krishna. So she's dressed exactly like Subal. So Krishna said, what happened? Why didn't you get Srimati Radharani? Says, oh, she couldn't come. But maybe I can go get Chandravali? And Krishna says, no, I cannot be sad. I only want my Radharani. And then Srimati Radharani became very happy. And tears started flowing from her eyes. And then she embraced Krishna, and Krishna knew, oh, Srimati Radharani has reached. Now this pastime, you can imagine something very deep about what it means to do devotional service. Subal was one of the dearmost cowherd boys. This was the most anticipated day to be with Krishna. Their whole life, they were waiting for this opportunity to be with Krishna in the forest unshackled by the iron chains of their parents' glances. And where did Subal end up? Separated from them in the inner chamber of Srimati Radharani's house while Srimati Radharani was enjoying with Krishna. This is the epitome of selfless service. Why Subal did that? Because the pure devotee is rendering service not for concern for what they want. What did Subal want? To enjoy with Krishna. But actually that's not what he wanted. His only desire was, what will make Krishna happy? And he knew, my presence here versus Srimati Radharani's presence here, who will make Krishna more happy? Srimati Radharani. So he enthusiastically gave up his position. And took full satisfaction knowing that Krishna was pleased. Because he had no self-interest. This is pure bhakti. When we render our devotional service, our whole mood should not be what I want to do for Krishna. Our mood should be, what does Krishna want from me? What can please Krishna most? Sometimes in devotional service, there's a race to get to the front. But was Subal racing to get to the front? His race was to fulfill the desire of his beloved Krishna. And his happiness was in Krishna's happiness. And this is the mood of pure devotional service. So when we see Srimati Radharani dressed as a cowherd boy, we can enjoy and admire the very cute darshan that will exist. But we should beg into the core of our heart that we can acquire this selfless mood of service. This is the meaning of taking darshan of Srimati Radharani in this cowherd outfit. It is the epitome of selfless service. How we can also acquire a fraction of this mood. And if we do, we can guarantee all of our success in spiritual life. So this Gopastami celebration is a grand celebration, one of great joyous festivities. And it gives us just one more glimpse into the beautiful, loving relationships between Krishna and all his devotees. Krishna's whole existence is to give happiness to his devotees. That's his only purpose. And the whole purpose of his devotees is to give happiness to Krishna. It is a two-way street, a two-way exchange of pure love. And in this month of Kartik, we can meditate on these beautiful pastimes and gain faith and enthusiasm, determination to walk on that thornless path back home, back to God. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Gopastami Mahotsav ki jai. Any comments, questions, discussion? First one's always slow.
Why did Mother Yashoda decide that the Krishna has to be always protected?
Why did she desire that Krishna should be always protected? Because she is playing in the perfect mood of Vatsalya Bhav, motherly love. What is the only concern of any mother? Protection of child. I am 50 years old and I was just living with my mother. That mood doesn't end. So just because Krishna came to Palganda age of 6 doesn't mean, now mother becomes free of her duties. No. A mother's love for protection of her child. The irony, on the one hand, she's looking into her child's mouth and seeing the whole universe. The whole of creation, the whole Brahmanda in the mouth of her child. And on the other hand, she's scolding him for eating mud. This is the transcendental, mystical nature of the pastimes. So by Krishna's Yogamaya potency, this mood is there. And why is Mother Yashoda giving that mood? Because Krishna enjoys it. Krishna enjoys that motherly love, that protective nature mother has. Even in restriction, Krishna enjoys that mood. And so for that, Mother Yashoda plays that role to increase Krishna's happiness. That's why.
So, does Mother Yashoda and Baba and everyone around them, were they also affected by the effect of Maya, or they never touched by Maya?
No, they're all Nitya Siddhas. They're eternally liberated souls. But they are affected by Yogamaya. Yogamaya is the spiritual potency by which one forgets Krishna as the Supreme Lord so that one can engage in pure, intimate, loving service of the Lord. Because if Mother Yashoda knows that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, how she can chase him with a stick? So to give Krishna the experience of real motherly love, Krishna covers the understanding of his pure devotees. This is a very intricate secret of the relationship in Goloka Vrindavan. This mood only exists in Goloka Vrindavan. In Vaikuntha Lok, everybody is worshipping Lord Narayan, Lord Vishnu, the form of Krishna, in awe and reverence, in great pomp and circumstance. But in Vrindavan, people are chastising Krishna. The gopis say, you want some buttermilk? Dance first, then I'll give you buttermilk. The young gopis tie up all the cowherd boys by their sikas to the trees. The cowherd boys climb on the shoulder of Krishna when they beat him in a wrestling match. This mood is the highest exchange of love. And it happens when the pure devotee becomes covered in that relationship. So they can act in purity. Of course, in the core of their heart, they always know this is the Supreme Lord. So that's the thing. Any other comments or questions?
Is under Krishna also Yogamaya because he also appears to be fear of mother and all.
So is Krishna under Yogamaya? He appears to be fearful of Mother Yashoda. Do we see fear in Krishna? So is Krishna playing a drama or just real? Drama? Or real? Drama? Drama. We have good dramas, right? The boys and girls do good dramas on stage. Actually, this is not a drama. This is pure. When Krishna breaks the butter pot and there are tears, some translations say that these are false tears. But our acharyas comment that at that moment when Krishna broke the butter pot, Mother Yashoda was in the kitchen. Nobody else was present in that area. Who performs a drama with no audience? Anybody performs drama with no audience? So then what was the purpose of those tears? If they were just drama. Those were actual real tears. Both Jiva Goswami and Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur comment that these are not false tears. These are real tears. They're real tears invoked by the depth of Mother Yashoda's pure love. Only the topmost pure devotee of the Lord could invoke such emotion from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is not drama, but it is the deep exchange of love between Krishna and his devotees. And that's why Krishna says that I enjoy being defeated by my devotees. Again, Krishna says, you surrender everything to me. But Krishna in return surrenders everything, including his position, to his devotees. Who wins in that exchange? What we can give to Krishna or what Krishna gives to us? We are the winner in that trade. So we should surrender fully to Krishna with full faith and confidence. So this is not drama. This fear, this mood, it is invoked by the depth of purity of love from Mother Yashoda. When all these giant demons came, Krishna was just laughing, smiling, enjoying. No demon could invoke any fear in Krishna. Only laughter. Giant, scary demons. How many demons? Before lunch, Krishna would kill minimum 2, often 3 demons. Before lunch. So what we see in 10th canto of the demons, those are just a sampling, an example, like Dasha Avatar. There are unlimited avatar. Like there were so many demons coming. And we know of a few of them. Putana, Shakatasura, Trinarvata, Agasura, like all this. We know some of them. But daily, this was like their pre-lunch activities. They would work up an appetite. And then they would have full lunch, enjoy. And then in the afternoon on the way home, a few more demons. And after the last demon, that would be their signal. I guess it's time to go home now. Demons are finished for today. But not one of those demons can invoke even the slightest tinge of fear or concern. But Mother Yashoda, lady, only with a stick, and Krishna's crying. This is love. Okay? Any other comments or questions? Okay. So now, Prabhuji, what's the program? Davanarastakam? Thank you very much. So hopefully everybody can take to this process of chanting and be sincere. Come on Sunday to the temple. Take this very rare and unique darshan only once a year, where you'll be able to see Srimati Radharani dressed like a cowherd boy, and we'll be begging to Srimati Radharani to help us invoke this mood of selfless service. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Kartik Mahotsav ki jai. Shri Gopastami Mahotsav ki jai. Hare Krishna. Jai. So I also have some goodies from Vrindavan. I brought some gifts. So this is I can get it out. This is this is the toothbrush of Radha Shyamasundar. So every day they brush the teeth of the deities in a very transcendental way. It's very sweet. So we have the toothbrush, and also brought some chandan that is offered to the Lord on Chandan Yatra. So I'll offer all that to everybody. And we also have some Mahatulsi that has been offered to the lotus feet of Radha Shyamasundar. So, and then we have some Mahaprasad. I think that will be distributed with prasad coming from both Govardhan Puja and Vrindavan, as well as from Prabhupada Disappearance Day. So we have Mahaprasad from both of the festivals from Vrindavan. So that is my offering to all of you for your kindness and love. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. I'm going to do Namarasa. Oh, you can end it. Yeah.